involved. And thank you very much for your incredible generosity. So far, we have raised $485 for a ACLU, which is absolutely phenomenal. So that unlocks the that unlocks the Grub story with a very special guest, the Grub gamer himself, and that is going to take place uh, after immediate after LG% random Grub order. And we have also unlocked the Scattered and Lost IL Showcase race between Blossom and Apress. Yeah, there are still more incentives. So next one is the All Grubs Hitless Showcase by Deathless. And if you too want to donate, there is the link in chat. Yeah. I'm going to have to run for now because I need to get ready for Grub-a-Thon. Yippee. Myself and Karma Killer versus Tim and Thea, with me and Azarod on comms. Yeah.
I am Insomnia, or May as you'll commonly hear me referred to, and I'm joined by Azeroth.
Welcome. Hello, everyone. So, we are going to see a lot of grubs, or at least a lot of things pretending to be grubs.
Yeah, so this
So
is
this,
a pretty interesting rando format where the goal of the rando is to get true ending, but you have to save all 46 grubs. But there are going to be a lot of imposters, which isn't an Among Us reference. Instead, there are going to be a lot of mimics, and killing those mimics will give us checks, I'm led to believe, which should be a pretty interesting format.
so there are about 500 extra mimics in the pool, or more. I'm not exactly sure the number, but since that is too many checks for the game to handle, a lot of places will have multiple checks, and so that you may see at some point some pickups with like 3 or 2 items in them. And if there is a mimic among those items, you need to kill the mimic in order to get the rest of the items.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure
I
what
think
Kama
we're
is
probably.
doing.
I will check if everyone's ready for a countdown. Yep. All right. So I will start a countdown. Right. In theory, everyone saw that countdown and is ready to go.
There
Theory and
just
practice may
seems to be
diverge.
something happening with Kama's stream, however.
Okay, one of us have started. Two of us have started. Is Karma alive? Because I don't really want to spoil the premise of the plan, though.
Well,
That is probably
Aggie
a.
is playing, so I think they think it's okay, but
Yeah, this is probably a at the restreamer type thing. At cert.
So anyway, so you can see right here on Aggie's stream a mimic to kill, and when they're gonna kill it, there's probably gonna be an item that is gonna splat. No, there was not. So this was just a mimic, but they had to kill it because they couldn't knew it didn't have an item.
Yeah, I think we'll just continue pretending that Karma's restream exists because Aggie is in a VC with Karma. Okay, it is on the restreamer. Wonderful. That means it's not Karma's fault, so we can just imagine what's going on Karma's screen. All right, and Tim getting that Dirtmouth bench, which is really important. A, because it's a close bench near the Black Egg Temple, but B, also because it's near Grubfather. And we can see Tim buying a bunch of grubs here, just trying to fulfill that 46 grubs requirement as well. So
You can see that the starting geo does allow for buying a few grubs.
Yeah, just a couple. It's
It's
interesting. So with the goal of the plan though being 46 grubs and so many being in shops, I'm starting to think that they're going to be weighted quite heavily at important locations, rather than just being scanned all about the place. So it might open the window to reading the seed a little bit. It might allow us to kind of guess where the Plando Maker might be hiding grubs, rather than them
because
being fully
when
random.
we are looking at the things at Grubfather, you have both White Fragment, Mantis Claw at 41 grubs, a quick claw, a quick cloak, a quick crystal heart. Yeah, so vertical seems to be quite late.
Yeah, which is kind of the Plando Maker wanted us to have fun. So there's the dash at 9, which is they want us to have a quick dash because getting from A to B quickly is just nice both as a viewer and player. And then the really late vertical of they want us to work for the progression we get. So this should be pretty fun. And as you can see, there is that journal rando to an extent. So the Furious Vengefly there on Tim's screen did have that little glow about it, which means it does contain checks. which is a bit interesting. But yeah, this being a plando, it does mean that you can kind of, as I was saying, read the seed a little bit.
I'm reading from chat that this does not appear to be a plando.
Oh,
At least not. You can always say it's a plando, but it's not.
yeah.
Oh, and we
No, it might
have
just be
an
a very bad.
unfortunate bench fly accident from Tim.
Yeah, very unfortunate from Timothy Chalamet there. Hopefully he's able to bounce back.
I sure hope that no checks are going to be lost in geometry, but
Surely.
surely.
It's Timothy Chalamet. He would never make a mistake.
So about the general, we have every player in well, Crossroads slash Green Path right now, so I'm kind of
Oh,
unsure what was their way back into Dartmouth. They probably had a stag because they do have their start was in city, so they can go all the way to basin if they want, but that is not very check dense.
yeah. Tim running into some issues there. Did get the Sprint Master check, so I'm hoping he's mostly on top of it now. I have a lot of
We also
faith in
had
Tim.
we also had a
He is
death from
awesome.
Aggie. I'm not sure if it was intentional in order to do a shade skip up there. I'm not sure if the shade helps much. No.
No, I think
But
that might.
yeah, infected crossroad early is
Okay, yeah, so Aggie's going for the shade skip, doing the 3-3-2, which is fine, yep. And yeah, that is a mimic, which is why I think she might have taken that death. It did knock down.
oh,
Did get some
terrifying.
essence. Alright. She's on top of it. And we see the Lisan Al Gaib, Tim, getting another mimic kill there. And going to visit Morlek. And then it looks like Fear is visiting No Eyes. Yep. Taking an
Oof.
unfortunate dunk there. Not so much for the health aspect, because No Eyes' room in the dark is quite predictable, but mainly for the time
It's
element.
just slow, yeah. Him not getting all of the geo from that sweet 650 geo checks. That is
It's fine.
very wasteful. They absolutely need that geo.
It's planned. He knows what he's doing. Timothy Chalamet is the Lisan Al Gaib. He can't do wrong.
They've already routed in all of the purchases, so they know they won't be needing that geo.
Exactly, and that is a grub from Fear. I can't see how many. That looks like 9. If that's 9, that is dash.
No,
Which
they
is
have way less grub than that. It's more of a 3 than a 9.
3. Look,
Yep.
I'm
There
living off the
are
Step 3 stream. I have 0 pixels per pixel.
right now we have I think both teams at 3 grubs.
Alright.
So
That
still a way to
is.
go before getting a major item. There was C dash, if I remember correctly, at 6 scrubs. So there is some progression earlier, but yeah, it is probably going to be a slow seed. Not really helped by the fact that they have to kill so many mimics.
Thea kind of getting owned there by the mimic falling in acid, which means that she has to reset the room.
Not
But
entirely sure how you
that
can
will.
kill that mimic without. Oh,
I
and they
think the
got a
real strat.
dive.
Oh, Karma taking an unfortunate death there. But yeah, I think
I think that
in
is
the
setting
case
up
of
a
Fear
shade skip.
there, the best strat is to, as soon as you hit the grub, start making for the exit, and then as soon as you hear it die, go through the transition and transition abuse. But
Probably.
that is advanced brain strats that people who
Yeah,
don't have the burden of
so
thinking about playing the game.
Kama was setting up a shade skip with that death for an early MMC.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not entirely sure what their skip logic is, but I mean, you can with the amount of checks, you can probably find grubs absolutely everywhere, so it's not
And, like,
super
it's
relevant to
karma.
follow logic.
Karma's probably just shade skipping for the love of the game. Like, he is one of the big skip aficionados in the community. Big shout outs. Everyone knows that players who do skip, I'm not biased. And that is Mimic, so again, being rewarded. Not that rewarded because it wasn't a grub, but ignore that. It doesn't suit my narrative.
Oof.
Fortunate death from
Unfortunate house guard.
Entry.
Okay, husk. Those are honestly, you tend to just avoid them because why would you fight them? But they are very annoying.
Yeah, for sure. And Aggie doing the oh no, she does a different set. Oh, never mind. I cursed it. That's my fault. Shout out to Aggie. She did not make a mistake. I simply cursed her. Alright, and yeah, she does the right setup, which I'm told there's a left setup, but I'm not sure if that requires major items to get there in time. I just know I do the right setup that Aggie does, except I do it on the way down. It's an annoying little trick.
Oh, Kaba doing a mimic skip. That is,
Hell yeah.
that's gonna let them. Oh, is that no?
Oh,
That shiny is dead.
straight in the acid.
Rip the shiny. But they can do the acid warp in order to get
they can get
one
the
more
Lord
check.
tablet here. And they won't
So they
be
are going to
able
need to warp back if they want the check that Grub had, which is slightly
Also-
unfortunate. Or maybe not. They could skip back up using the Mimic, but they would be stuck, I think.
a little fun fact for everyone. This shade spawn in this room, on older patches, you used to be able to use it to shade skip up to the vessel fragment, but on current patch and like the later patches in general, it spawns over near the Whispering Root. So they've actually made the game worse because it's gone from a useful shade position that you can still retrieve to a shade position that locks you out of all your geo until you get to Queen's Gardens. It is really bad and is an active downgrade.
Yeah,
It is a nice reminder
honestly,
that
it's
this
one of
game
the
is made
sad
by...
things. Like there has been like countless new players who just go like, I can't find my shade in this room. Where is it? And it's like, yep. So how to tell you?
Yeah.
It's not
Unfortunately, this game was made by Team Cherry. Yeah, and looks like the Timothy Chalamet
When
is
did
making
Tim
some
get
progress.
access to resting grounds exactly?
Um,
I'm not gonna question it.
yeah, that's probably smart.
I guess they could have
Being-
gone from peaks because they have dive, but that's kind of whack
If they had an
routing,
elevator
I think.
pass, they can get up because they had kings, and then they can just do the.
I have no idea. In the meanwhile, we have Aggie finally using that city start and going to Basin. So this is the classic wings at Broken Vessel Key.
Basin simple claw time. Right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Tim got elevator pass. So that's probably how Karma got there.
Okay,
they've got
been
no
following, but they have 9 grubs, which is both C dash and dash. So they are in great shape to start doing grubs faster. I'm not entirely sure what those 5 grubs are, but
they just
let's
look
hope
really
that the other team gets them quickly.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really be hidden. It's probably just green path and.
I imagine so. Oh, Fear. Trying to get the pickup there and then getting owned by the Vengefly. Or more likely, trying to upflash the Vengefly and getting owned by the pickup.
We're seeing a lot of death because those mimics are just chipping away health that you don't want to heal because it's slow.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's worth mentioning, like, mimics are really annoying with minimal equipment.
Hmm.
Just slashing at them constantly can still be insufficient to try and get them off you. Like these players very much know what they're doing. Like these are no slouches. Karma and Tim, Fear and Aggie are all very proficient rando players. But mimics are some of the most frustrating enemies to deal with. I remember in 107, the Peaks Mimic, which is one of the ones we actually hit. It's so easy to just get hit. And trying to do that,
Hmm.
and then the entire Plando's full of them, and you have no health, and you have no movement abilities. Like, it makes sense.
It's
Unfortunately,
honestly very
yeah,
tempting to grab a nail upgrade or two to be able to deal with them faster, but
yeah,
considering vertical is at 40 grubs-ish, that is not happening for any team.
I really hope Fear hasn't lost their shade. Just because they've
There's a bit
started
of
with all
geo.
Fear, but like, are they gonna have enough to buy everything if
I
they
think
use it?
between both players, and considering both players have crossroads access, probably not that big of a deal, but it's always annoying to lose your money, right? You can buy stags as easily and things like that.
Yeah. Also, big shout outs to reaching $1,000 raised so far for the
Awesome.
fundraiser, which I think is raised
Oh,
with this.
just passed it. Very
Yeah.
neat.
Very neat indeed. Obviously, that's benefiting the ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union, which is
You
an
can
organization that is,
one-shot Grossmother by using
yeah,
an infected vegetable. That I did not know. That is very cool looking.
yeah, it's
It's
the
basically Umu
boomer
crit
tech.
kill, but
Yeah. Unfortunately, infected Vengeflies can't kill boulders. Otherwise, they would be so much cooler. Dreamers should also become a boulder killer. We need to hit the big 20. I think currently there's 18 boulder killers. So infected Vengeflies would get us a little bit closer to 20.
surely we have an update to a Hollow Knight to add some boulder killers. Surely.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Honestly,
is
we need
one more check in the spikes.
classic.
Mimics are not good at putting checks in places where you can reach them.
Yeah.
And
So
we
it looks
have
like
Via going back to where Kama was. Oh, well, there is the one grub that died and they couldn't grab, and I suppose there was also one in that Golka.
so
Oh, wait, no,
for
wrong team.
lobsters in chat, there are 46 grubs, which is the amount in the vanilla game. And so we have to get 46 grubs plus Durandang and then in the game. So 46 is the number
But
we're
there,
looking
there
for.
might be about 500 mimics also
Yeah,
on
yeah. Mimics do
the
not
board.
count. So Team B is definitely at an advantage at the moment. They've managed to hold that 5 grub lead for a while now, but it's early enough that this could very much change.
Mhm.
Mainly just depends on, I mean, it's rando, it's gambling, it'll happen. There'll probably be lead changes.
But it is somewhat significant in this early game because they have gotten dash about 10 minutes, I think, now, earlier than the other team, which is a big check to get early.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 is a big break point, just that being the dash, as you mentioned. So Team A is at 8 at the moment, so they're very close to hitting that 9. I expect to see someone on that team basically dipping immediately as soon as they hit a 9th grub. And we see Karma doing a pretty big skip here up in Queen's Garden.
That is cursed. Oh, and they have the 9, it seems, so they can get dash and C dash.
Shoutouts to that skip
Plus,
was logically required when QG was an itemless start location.
That sounds lovely.
It was so cool. Shout outs to the comeback era, like it's really cool and not named after absolute despair. So yeah, Aggie going back and getting all those pickups, so that'll be the everything basically, including the dash,
Yeah.
tram pass, elevator pass.
I'm not sure they are going to go to Grubfather in a while because the rest of the checks were closer to the 30s and the 40 grubs. So we are gonna see
Right.
dash gameplay for a while, but they have a lot of map presence. They have the right city access. They seem to have Queen's Garden access, probably from a stag. So they can go pretty much everywhere. They just, don't have vertical.
Yeah, and Team B did get that swim, which was from Grubs, so it was slightly more than 9, which will be a bit of an advantage, which is why we see Tim heading off into Edge. I think they're just chasing the latest progression they've gotten, which is a reasonable strategy. Just trying to see kind of what's been unlocked.
They're not. I mean, when you have both verticals at 30-ish grubs, you are going to need to go everywhere, regardless of where you start from.
Yeah, I
But it
imagine
is
I'll
always.
see Team B splitting the map pretty evenly, just trying to get as much checks done as they can for events like this, where, as we're told, it's not a plando, and there's 46 required items. Like, it's just about volume. It's just about checks per minute, which is a very common sentence to hear in blackout races in general. So it's basically treating this like a blackout, but instead of 25 squares, it's 46 grubs. But yeah, it's just going to be a whole lot of just full checks per minute. It's all about checks per minute. So it'll be a lot of effect.
I wonder if we're going to see some interesting peaks, because I'm not sure you can just ignore all the checks and peaks, but you are probably going to go there with wings at least, but not with low claw. So we're definitely going to see a few skips there.
Yeah, I think it depends on the logic. I'm not sure how hard a logic we're working with. Just if it's easy logic, there's actually very few things in logic at all. Whereas if
So there
it
should be
is
just no grubs in peaks above the first spiked grub, I suppose.
Proposed
Room Karma
setting.
is in a terrifying room.
Oh,
Ooh, using the extra platform.
yeah, I'm not sure how hard it'll be, but if it is easy, then yeah, peaks won't make much of an appearance.
That also means no White Palace, so no Path of Pain. That is sad.
Yeah.
You can't get all the content that Old Major has. Ooh.
Right,
Yeah,
so
you are talking about lead
Oh.
changes. And we're seeing Team A really catch up in terms of grub. They practically equalized. It is kind of hard to know how much they've equalized because we don't have the amount of checks done by both teams. But
yeah, it's 77 and 60.
oh yeah, we do.
65. But yeah, it's
65.
definitely. I think Team A is definitely in a better position than they were 10 minutes ago. Just equalizing the grub count a bit and narrowing up that check disparity. It's mainly just a matter of just maintaining that checks a minute. Almost
Not entirely sure what Kama is doing in terms of skip, but maybe it will pay off.
Hell yeah, come back here, Relic. Hell yeah. We love to see it. And Fragile Strength. Unfortunately not rewarded that much, but yeah, checks per minute is kind of the thing that we pay the most
There was
attention
an
to.
actual grub at. There was maybe 2 grub, I think, at Divine. So they are going back to Grubfather to get swim, I assume. And
Yeah, so that's probably at 12 then.
yeah, swim was
Swim, 11
11,
grubs.
and Shade Cloak was at 11 grubs too, and the rest is at absurd grub numbers.
Yeah. So I think the main thing to keep focused on for viewers now is just that locations checked. And the closer that gets to one another, the closer the race is. And then when we kind of get to the point where we're getting to the other major progression items, which are at that much higher grub value, that's when grub value starts to matter more. But at the moment, it's, yeah, like I say, just locations. Just because any locations that the other team hasn't done is things they're going to have to go back and check later. Because, like I say, we are very much in the full clear simulator right now. Oh my gosh. Sid just donated $250, which is
What
massive.
is Tim doing? There's a shade skip in that room. Jeez. Yeah, I guess you have the shade skip up there.
Yeah.
Not sure how. I mean, there are a bunch of checks up there in Sanctum.
Oh, fear. Alright. Lock in. Yeah, you don't need a... Yep, there we go. Alright. Fear getting up to Mantis Claw there. And Tim locking in, killing that Soul Twister, and then getting on up.
How? That Mimic just dodged an 8-hit. It did not seem like it could. That is a quite rough death. Because, yeah, they didn't get Brother Bench too. Ooh, that is a magnificent blue lake.
And Tim getting his shade back here. Tim forgetting he had a 3-hit shade. So he did the slash and then the pogo up. And then getting a shade fireball. Alright, and then doing a second... there we go,
skip.
third hit. There we go. Alright. So Tim unlocked that, but I'm not entirely sure what it actually unlocks. I guess it unlocks Elegant Key. So it unlocks Soul Warrior.
You can do
too.
quite a lot of...
No, you can't
Alright,
get up to the elevator.
Yeah, no, you can't get up, yeah. I guess I do have Elegant Key.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not entirely
so-
sure how worth it all of those skips are.
Yeah,
But
like I say, I
I'm
think it
not-
depends on how hard the logic is, because this isn't a Plando, so it's not going to be weighted towards the hard things necessarily. A rainbow egg, and not a grub. And glowing worm. Yeah, this isn't really paying off for Tim, but I believe in the Lisan Al Gaib.
I mean, to be fair, you do have wings at like 30 grubs and claw at 40, so we are going to see quite a large stretch of wings gameplay. And if you do things which require wings before you get them, that it's still checks that are logically expected.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
just
not-
don't think it's like checks a minute effective. Like those are things that are going to be sped up dramatically by having more progression. Whereas I think there are some things that are kind of not that different from their fastest right now, which is kind of leading into that boat logic and that boat decision making. But as much as it's anti-fun, I think that especially for anyone who's behind, like you're better off just playing for checks a minute. On that note, we have seen Kama and Aggie take the lead in Grub Saved, but they are still 9-11 behind in locations checked. 9 behind in locations checked. They have narrowed that up though, so Karma and Aggie are definitely on the charge at the moment. It's just a matter of how well Fear and Tim can answer.
I mean, we do have some, they haven't done all the same checks. Kama and Aggie have went to Queen's Garden, which is less check dense, so it's a bit slower, but yeah. Well, talking about Queen's Garden. Oh, and we are getting nail upgrades from Tim and Fia. This is interesting. It is probably like it is good to. Oh wait, no, that's just nail upgrades are just. Huh? Nail upgrades are not randoed, but they still give check. I am confused. They are probably never equipping those nail upgrades, I suppose.
Also worth mentioning is we did get a $100 donation from Chrysanthemove.
Oh, we have.
Means...
Have we almost reached every incentive?
Yeah, we're almost at $1,000 already, and we're in the second event.
I hope the eye boulder runners are practicing, whoever they are, because they might have to actually do that.
Yeah. We just need to come up with new incentives. If you raise $3,000, I will. I don't know. Say I love my wife on stream. Yeah, I'll go to bed at a reasonable time.
Nope. There is a check tower.
$5,000 and Jamie, I'll just do a all grubs rando.
Well, they still have so much things to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Fia doing the comeback, yeah. Hell yeah. 1 health. This is... Okay, we're healing up. And we do have Shade Soul, so that does simplify this quite a bit.
It is
falling
still...
down.
Okay, they have Shriek. Okay, that grub is...
Yeah.
No!
No!
Shinies, that is so...
No. At what point do you just lure a Moskin?
I'm pretty sure you can't.
Yeah. If we raise $5,000, I will stream League of Legends with the Grongler and get Disney to comment. It is a punishment.
Hold up, did we just... I think we broke the 1,000 incentive.
Judging by the grubs on the screen, yeah, I'd say that's probably a safe bet.
Probably, that's... okay, so yeah, that's I think that's a good start to the stream if we break the incentive in like... When did the event start? In like an hour and 15 minutes?
Something like that, yeah. At SERP, I'm not sure if this is possible, but as we get more donations, can we have the bar keep going up, like, through the layout?
Horror streamer counting the grubs, doing the donation, now having to fix the bar. This is insane. Wow. I guess that's just the power of grubs, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, poor Kama, the check is just out of arm's reach. There's not a background object to pogo there or something. Yikes. Those mimics really like to put themselves in inconvenient spots.
Also, shoutouts to Blossom in chat. Not for any reason, just #1 grub appreciator / good person. Fia doing at the Petra Arena. If you're an 80% runner, you're probably slightly traumatized right now. I get Shriek, so it's kind of...
Yeah, I think any percent runners should consider using Shriek in that arena more. It seems to make it far simpler.
Honestly, like, not to incur the wrath of the masses, but 80% runners should just consider running on 1-2-2-1. It's so much nicer for 80%. for almost any other category, I'm like, no, I'm patch agnostic. Like both patches are good. Any percent, no. 1221 or bust. Unless you're saving Myla, then I've got to respect the Disney.
The one thing I find a bit odd about any percent on 1221 is that THK is just much easier. So like it is both the fastest patch, but also the baby patch.
Okay,
So-
but hear me out. 1223 THK on current patch isn't harder. It's just rubbish. Like you still do the optimal triple slash punish, but then if it triple slash, you do the optimal punish still. But then if it triple slashes, you just lose. Like there's no agency, there's no skill expression. It's just you do the punish, and then if it does a certain attack, you lose. Like any percent THK isn't harder. It's gambling. It's just praying that it doesn't do the wrong attack 5 times.
I think I struck a nerve there. We should maybe go back to the grubs before this gets out of hand.
You're right. We do be hunting grubs.
I think Tim is about to get a few grubs handed by Divine, which is about as terrifying a sentence I can say. But Divine does have one or two grubs.
Divine just looks like a grub that only does like day. Like her lower body, it is a grub, and then her upper body is like the leg eater super fresh. It's just a grub that only does leg day.
Very much a leg day enjoyer, it seems.
Yeah.
And Aggie is doing the same shadescape that Tim did. So it seems that everyone likes doing crazy skips. Not entirely sure why, but if both teams agreed to doing crazy skips, maybe it's it makes for more interesting content. We do love a good skip.
I'm thinking that there must be some logical requirements here with the settings.
Oh, Tim also went to Egg Shop, which probably had a billion check because it's a shop. I'm not sure exactly what Fia is trying to achieve there because you can kill the grub, but oh wait, no, if it has a grub, it will. Yeah, exactly. Like you can't get the shiny. I don't think we have seen that much Kingdom Edge. It's probably something that both teams are going to be doing soonish. Do they have? No, they don't have Ismas, right?
Yeah, but they have swims,
they-
so they can still do lower edge.
I mean, there is with that vertical, it's a bit questionable, but they can definitely do it.
Yeah, they have dash fireball. Like it's definitely not something that I expect Karma to balk at.
Not be able to do, right?
Yeah. Karma and Tim, like, not to detract from Fear and Aggie because they're still very accomplished rando players in their own right, but Karma and Tim specifically, like, quite accomplished at skips specifically. So I think that if harder skips are in logic, I expect both of them to not really struggle that much, which will be quite impressive to see. But I'm not sure how much, like, say, that is in logic, or whether it is just a
Right, so
medium or spicy.
they do have Trampass, which means that Tim can enter deepness and get a few checks. I'm not sure they're gonna go for Dusk or crazy things like that.
Yeah.
Dusk is just terrible.
I imagine
that grub through the wall on Camille's screen. Can you hit that grub? Probably. Maybe with Dash Slash?
Maybe not with Cyclone. Maybe with Dash Slash or Great Slash. Yeah, the upwards diagonal is kind of hard to hit though.
Well, I am learning so many skips.
Is Karma trying to do Mantis Swords? That is commitment. I hate this skip. Karma at least does
If it
have
has a
some.
flying enemy, I guess you can skip to it. What is
Yeah,
this?
so there's kind of a barrier here, but with very specific manipulations, you can still get there. This is a I'm the Dirty Dan skip, I think. But I hate this. It is so annoying. This part here specifically. So it's really easy for that guy to, yeah, just not be low enough.
Ah.
Yeah. So
How
Karma here
many?
doesn't have health and can't damage boost, so you're just screwed. This is why I really don't like this bit. There is that soul totem, but like
Oh,
you
maybe
can't
they're
get
gonna
up.
grab another. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think bailing, which
They're
I
just.
believe is the correct
Yeah.
play. And Fia doing some Fog Canyon here. And on our way to Umu, or at least the Umu bench, I imagine.
They can go all the way to Umu, I think. Not sure that they have
You can definitely
Shriek, so
get to
it's.
Umu, but then you're not going to be able to go past Umu, so I'm not sure how worth
They
that
can
is.
get a lore tablet or two, I think.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, I think you're
But yeah, they
better off.
can't go grab.
Yeah.
This is like 2-3 checks for Umu, that's a bit rough.
It's mainly that you can't get the bench, so it's a one-way trip. So I imagine
Well,
we'll
at
see.
least they are going in.
Yeah, we should.
Ah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
it's.
setting up for the shade skip here, but it's so worth to at least progress, like preview the check there at the lore tablet. So shout outs to Ari Gibson in chat.
Huh? We are seeing. Wait, how did that? This is. There are so many orders, I'm so confused. How is Tim doing Dreamlight cutscene, but was in peaks in grounds like 20 minutes ago?
He just locked
Let's
in.
not question it.
You know,
Maybe they
I
had
think
the
more
stack
people
and
need
just
to realize that Tim just locked in. He's just the goat.
Oh, that is horrid. That is so unfortunate when the pogo doesn't, because you
Yeah,
hit like the wrong pixel.
Gotta feel like, oh, they haven't done the grub still. Yeah. Fear. This is the geometry of those corners there in archives is also so obnoxious. Yeah, this is rough for Fear. It's almost like, is it worth continuing? But they did get
They
Lurian
are
initiatives, which is big.
they are orphaning a check, but like there are so many checks that have been orphaned. Like
Yeah.
it's just very hard when you don't have vertical to not leave things behind. They can get a one cycle, I think, if they have Freak. Not sure that they have Shaman Stone, but
They have Shriek, but they need Shaman or Twister, otherwise you're doing 270 and you still need 6 nail hits. Because obviously Umu has 300 health, unless you're using the QOL for 250, I guess. But yeah, actually that might be a thing in Rando, I forget. I'm not sure what the kids play with these days.
oh, they did get Rabbi Isma's Tears. I think that's super recent. They just got it from a Grub-a-Thon, I
They
believe.
got,
which means that Tim is
Lurian-
immediately going to kick the match for well, just a lot of checks.
Also at Nebula in chat, it's not all fast with QOL Umu, it is the optimal RNG.
And it's also an origin which is legal, because I'm pretty sure Umu cannot do 3 of the same attack at the... That's just
When
not
it was
allowed.
first made, at least, it was fast, fast, slow, fast, fast. And then on subsequent phases, it cheated and was fast, 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 fast. Yeah, the only slow is the third attack. Yeah, so it cheats, but not like all fast cheating. It's the all fasts at home cheating.
Is Fia trying to do a stall ball up there? Because you can't jump there.
I think Fia just thought it was possible if you had his maybe.
Meanwhile, we have great hoppers doing wall jumps.
Hell yeah. Shoutouts to Tim doesn't know the all skills movement, where you can just jump off the high bit in the middle, dash, pogo, dash. It's like he's not a boomer 1-2-2-1 all skills runner. Crazy.
Well, he is a boomer, just not 1-2-1.
Tim is not a boomer. I'm sorry. I'm gatekeeping. Tim is not a boomer.
Oh, did you just get a dream nail from some random chest in Kingdom Edge? You sure did.
Looks it, yeah.
I'm not sure if this is the
Really?
first dream nail. I know there was at least 2 dream nails at Grub-a-Thon, and I haven't seen anyone
is
use dream nails,
dream
so it is
nail.
probably the
Yeah,
first dream nail.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the pogo not giving you momentum upwards is so annoying. Looking at Fia's screen, who got scammed by that jelly once more time.
Looking at Tim's
Aye.
screen, I hate this skip. Aspids, primal aspids, just so annoying. They like to stick kind of in a circle around you. And if they end up at the lower point of that circle, they just love to stay there for like 6 million years. Thankfully, Tim got up and, yep, gets the fake
Nice
dive.
fake dive.
Saved himself about approximately 17 million years. And killing that, only rewarded with 500 Geo, which is a bit of a scam, but Tim is on the Zoomer info, so it goes to the left first. This is really beneficial because A, it means that you can do... Oh, if you don't die. But if you don't die, it means that you can do the...
Is Porshroom gonna kill the aspids?
but also, as we'll see here, it despawns the Great Hopper, and this can be really useful. I'm not sure how useful for Tim. Okay, so it looks like the stuff to the left isn't in logic, or Tim gave up on it. I'm leaning not in logic, and they've just been doing extra stuff where applicable to avoid. But we won't be able to check that Spore Shroom tablet with a fake dive. Sorry, without a fake dive. But even then, I don't think you can. So we're going to be checking...
I believe I did not have Spore Shroom.
Oh, King's Brand. That is
sizable. What? Oh my god, I am just looking at camera screen and I'm like screaming on the inside. This is like,
holy content.
What is this? This is terrifying.
I did a rando with Karma one time, and he was just pulling out skips that I haven't even seen in my life, that he hadn't seen. He's like, I wonder if you can do this, and just did it. Like,
if there is a flying enemy in that room, Kama will use it to grab every check in that room. It's just...
Zoomers are just so good at this game. Like, I don't know. It's just kids these days.
Ultimate boomer phrase.
Yeah. Like, I hate to say
it. Just got Shaman Stone for 6.
Alright. Only crystal.
Are we sure this is not a plan though?
It's true. This is a plan though. We have no proof to the contrary. If nobody says anything, we have no proof that this isn't a plan though. This is just Dearest Timothety in action. Dearest Plandothy.
And as you predicted, we have not seen any peaks besides lower peaks.
Which is so
So
sad. Like, it's called Crystal Peak for a reason. It's the best area in the game.
looking at Fia's screen is it's so I hate this. Why does the pogo not give you forward momentum, well, upward momentum? Like this
Oh
makes
no.
no sense.
This
But
Shade one, I'm not sure if it can actually reach. Also,
I doubt it can.
yeah, I guess not, judging by the killing it.
He is
It's called
definitely having
chat.
a little bit of a
It's
breakdown.
so nice when Nebula shows up in chat because I gain confidence in myself because I'm like, you know, no, my take isn't bad. It could have been the Nebula take.
Meanwhile, Kama is trying to do Peak's spike room without vertical, which is
Hell yeah.
very peculiar. I'm not sure they're gonna do the shade skip. I think that's like amongst the most cursed things out there.
Okay, but Karma will just lock in. Like, Karma and Tim, they have done skips that just boggle my mind and they just pull them out at mid-seed. I am not
Yeah,
surprised anymore.
finally getting free from their Umu demon.
Yeah. No. But to defend Nebula a little after slandering him, he is like my top 2 favorite Zoe mains in League of Legends who have then turned to running current patch any percent with the Ismas route.
How far does the top go? Like the list?
Well, so it's Disney Reject and then Nebula, and then I think that's the only 2 people who fill those criteria.
It's still 2 people. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, Disney Reject's tough competition. Shoutouts to Disney. That's my goat. Nebula's great, but he can't compete with Disney Reject, you know?
Chat does not seem to be happy about this one. I'm seeing mixed opinions at least.
I'm right. Like, they can disagree all they want. Right. Disney's the goat.
I should also mention that we are slowly but surely edging, I believe, to the required amount of grubs for wings. Because it was somewhere in the 30s.
30 something, yeah. And they are
So-
tied on 5, and it's 150 to 151. Like, as much as our yapping has maybe overshadowed it, this is a
This
race.
is super
This is
close.
incredibly close. Like, the script writers have been at it.
Yeah. Well done to the script writers. If
Yeah.
they could
Speaking of
just
script
find-
writers, after Grub Day, you should watch the rest of the Pacers versus Thunder and cheer against the Thunder. The Pacers have been on an absolute dream run right now. They have hit buzzer beater in every single round of the finals. They are the most like plot armor team in existence, and I need the Thunder to lose. So please cheer for the Pacers.
Does anyone
And by the
absolutely
Pacers,
no idea what they are talking about?
yeah,
Just go
yeah, this is
along.
NBA
Pretend it's
propaganda.
fine.
But yeah, the real Pacers are the speedrun PBs we made along the way, so don't worry about it.
Okay, that I can understand.
That said, I agree. I don't really like either of the teams, but also like the Tyrese Halliburton clutch factor has been impressive, and I need to see the Thunder lose. I need to see SGA exposed. Like, my favorite team hasn't made it to the finals in years. I'm just doing what I can. Okay,
Sure.
I dislike the Knicks as much as you, Source, but I want to see New York City burn, and a Knicks
Okay, so
finals win would do that.
Karma is. Okay, Karma was about to kill that grub in archive, but just paused. Do we have a pause?
I will look. I have a ping, which is a bad sign. Oh no, not in that server. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we do
pause.
have a pause. Yep.
I will at Fear and I'll join that VC real quick. Hang on.
So this is now a bit more intimate.
So,
I'm not.
what's up with you? Hi.
Ah,
So much
So
to yell
all
at
the
me,
runners.
actually.
I imagine we will get a resolution to that relatively soon. So everyone in chat, please.
Do you know what happened exactly, or?
No, I don't. Karma called the pause. So I imagine it's Karma internet dying or Aggie internet
Item
dying.
sync issues.
Classic, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that is a classic.
Shoutouts to the Scattered and Lost Plander where that happened.
Oh, grubs are filling the screen again. So many grubs. Now I'm actually like I'm. Sometimes I ask myself questions which I should not ask, and right now the question is, how are those grubs moving? Like, what is causing them to bounce around and float? Like, is it the same algorithm that does the like bubbles on the super old Windows Windows screen in which you had just bubbles like bouncing around? Because it looks similar.
I feel
Will the
like it's
grubs
just the
hit?
same thing as Nerf has used for his like funny throw Hollow Knight character into like hot springs.
Maybe.
Also, shoutouts to Sarah who said donate see New York burn. I disagree, but also a Knicks win. Oh my god. I think the city would burn down. As long as not Thunder win, big fan. All right, we have
Still
a ready
pretending to understand any of this.
NBA. All right,
Hmm.
everyone is ready. I will send a countdown. I'm a Hornets fan, so all I know is losing. It's terrible, but we do have a go, so we should see everyone starting to move shortly. Just again that on the viewer side there is some slight stream delay, but judging by that, everyone's pretty close together, so that's a good sign.
Okay, and that one mimic that Fia tried so hard to get had nothing.
Classic.
Saved. Because in the end it didn't get it. So if it was important, it could have been very tragic. Oh, and we do have wings. So I was actually 10 short. Wings is 25 grubs apparently. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Unless like the grub counts aren't up to
Wait,
date,
if
but it
Wings
seems
is
like
25, then that
yeah. Why
means
doesn't Kame
as-
Aggie go grab it? Maybe they forgot.
both in kind of like I imagine Aggie might be getting to the bench or Karma might be finishing the Umu. Because like for Karma, right, Wings doesn't actually unlock anything. You need Claw to get to Monmon or to the Law Tablet. So it could make sense. I imagine we'll see picking it up soon though, because unless you've forgotten, like Wings is vertical, vertical is absurdly overpowered. As we see Tim already putting that to good use, getting that resting rounds check, and getting a mimic for it. No, you're right, Nebula. Maybe Karma just wants to lock in. And a little progression from Karma there. Will they realize that they have wings access? As we see,
Maybe
Tim and
they.
already gotten 2 more
Maybe,
grub. Like,
I'm not sure. Maybe like they are just missing one grubs, and we were just a bit late on the amount of grub. Not sure.
okay, Nebula, but to my defense, that one of the people who were going out with dinner tonight got locked out of their house, and so I got to hit them with the no, you're meant to lock in, not get locked out. And so it's just been stuck in my head all night because I'm still trying to attain those highs again. As we see
Meanwhile,
Karma.
people are playing Lockout for fun for some reason.
Hey, Lockout. Okay, it's not good, but like, there's the potential to be good. The ideal Lockout seed where it ends up like a 13-12 is just like so good. But the average Lockout where it's just an absolute blowout because one player found Claw 5 minutes earlier and got 4 goals for it, yeah, that sucks. No, it happened tonight, Nebula, like 3 hours ago. Not everything's about you. Just chill out. Also, we see Love Keep,
Meanwhile,
the best check in the game. Unfortunately, we have Ismas, so it's lame, but it's still the best check in the game.
meanwhile, we still have no wings from. Maybe they got confused. Maybe they forgot. It was a while, but I think wings is pretty. If you ask me to choose, I think I would grab wings. It's pretty good.
Crazy concept, honestly. Also, at Nerf, sounds like Mei needs to lock in when she plays Lockout. Okay, but have you considered that shoutouts to Loxu, Lucas SK? Shoutouts to Locus, the #1 underplat Woo appreciator. As we see a Mamu from Karma, and yeah, Karma knows the strats, just absolutely annihilating it instantly, which is brilliant. Because Mamu sucks, and quick cools are cool. Acid Stingray? No, Acid Stingray is... that was a Leah post, I believe. The, like... Oh yeah, I beat But, and some dude named Acid Stingray. It's like you're not even aware of the lore. Ari Gibson and the rest of Team Cherry just don't have their fingers on the pulse like I do, clearly. And yeah, to snap back to reality, as it were, Fear and Tim have made a 2-checker swing their way. So they went from 1 down to 1 up, and while maintaining that 1 grub lead, mainly off the back of having wings. It is like vertical is just so absurdly strong in Rando to the point that half of the features that we've added in the last 5 years are an attempt to nerf vertical. And then
What do you mean you
Karma
have
with
too many
vertical.
randomizers? When I see the number of connections which just aim to add more checks and more progression, which
You know
lock you
Rando's
out of stuff even if you have vertical, maybe.
You know Rando's cooked when they've made a mod that's just hide mod list because it started taking up the entire left-hand side of the screen. Like, not to sound like a boomer, but I remember when we had like 5-10 mods and that was fine.
Someone grab that one meme about connections.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, we have raised hella bank, as the kids say. Jay Nano donating another $100, and we're at 1660 overall, and I'm gonna say about 1200 for the event, I guess, roughly, kind of, maybe, not really, I don't know. But yeah, we're making good progress
About right.
towards that 2000 made-up incentive that totally definitely exists, and you won't know for sure unless you hit 2000.
The people in the team in the back are working on that. Don't worry.
Okay, so it was roughly 470 before the event. We're at 1660. So we need $10.
Oh,
We're at around
look at
$100.
it. Aggie is gonna grab wings.
Yo, we did it! Hell yeah! And an
They
arcane karma.
They had probably like 10 minutes to do that, but shh.
They were struggling for the love of the game, and honestly, like, respect to Karma and Aggie, they know what they're about. They're about the content. They're about the
just-
locking in.
They just
To-
didn't need the wings before that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't really need the wings in waterways. So now, with wings, they can go about everywhere they want. So that is a lot of places to check, and that is where all the checks you left orphan before
Yep.
are gonna bite you back.
And with Claw being so late in Logic, I expect that the majority of the remaining grubs are going to be wings locked, but not Claw locked. So we're going to see just, full clear mode. So it's just, again, not to sound like a broken drum, but it's going to be full clear mode. Again, this isn't a recurring theme with Hollow Knight Rando, I promise.
And we are seeing the players go to the places where they just didn't have anything to do before, mainly Deepness and Waterways, because those are just places you can't do much without protocol.
Yeah.
And Kama is terrifying me. Please stop. What is happening? No, don't.
Also, before we started this commentary, the Nosk theme was playing, and it just reminds me of the Silver Gunner version of Nosk theme. If you have some time after this event, you should Google Nosk-Hollow Knight by Silver Gunner on YouTube. It is peak content, as the kids say.
I am scared.
No. It's good. It's good. If you don't know what good means, it's so good.
Meanwhile, Kama is back to doing cursed atrocities. I'm not sure what is worse between Wingsless and
Yo!
Claw, but this is
I love
terrifying.
So some little bit of May lore, but in practice for the Scattered and Lost Planner, because we didn't know what was in it, but we knew it was made by Karma, I practiced the bejesus out of that skip. I went into it hating it, and then I just labbed the bejesus out of it because I fully expected it to be in there. Karma was talking a big game, and Karma delivered, absolutely, but it was in Celeste instead of in Hollow Knight, and so it was kind of for nothing, but like,
Oh, wow.
that's Karma for making me learn skips out of fear.
Tim just like a grab on a tiny platform above, 2 walk-offs to pure void. Terrifying.
God. Yeah, Tim and Karma is so good. Y'all should do the skip spreadsheet that Karma made. It's really cool, and I'm not biased at all.
We are seeing various strategies to try to get the shinies not drop in the water or spikes, the void. It is a very odd side effect, not really one I expected. But seems
cool,
like
though,
quite
like-
the issue. Oh, and the check completely vanished, so Let's hope. This is. Okay, so Tim was about to check, we just vanished, and it is still there. Okay, so we have an unreachable check. Let's not
Oh, yeah.
worry about that too much. Probably fine.
Famously fine, yeah.
I mean, they have. Wait, no, they do not have any leeway. Like, if that check is a grub. Sure.
Yeah, that might be a at someone that makes seeds and knows things. Unfortunately, I neither make seeds nor know things.
I mean, it's one check. Surely. And we are seeing quite a lot of revisits. Karma is revisiting Fog Canyon and Green Path. Or those just one-off checks. Ooh. Is this Karma trying to invent new skips?
Hell yeah.
This is usually claw locked, so I'm think the shade skip is not gonna work.
Wait, Clawlock is into the journal? With wings, that's
Journal.
fine. Yeah. It's doable
can
wings
check it,
only. If Karma has a nail length charm, which by the look of it, yeah, he definitely has mop.
Yeah.
It's pretty chill. And he can also just hit the grub jar, so this should be quite trivial. Yeah, Karma knows the setup, so this should be fine. Yeah, easy. One might even say shrimple. Yeah,
And the shiny
easy.
does not spot into water.
Damn, that was nothing. Not even rewarding. Out of logic gambling. This is so sad.
I mean, out of logic is really rough in terms of check right now because claw is like 40 grubs, so you have 6 grubs which are like completely out of logic at most.
Yeah,
It's not
I
a lot.
would be interested to know what the logic is. Just that Stone Sanctuary journal isn't something that you're stranding by not doing. So if it's out of logic and it's a grub, then you just go back and do it, and it's faster to not have to set up a shade skip. But I have a sneaking suspicion Carmen knows that and is just fishing for content, in which case, like, Pop Off King, I love to see content more than I love to see optimal winning. Unfortunately, though, that is reflected in the locations and grubs, with Karma and Aggie now slipping to a 3 check deficit and a 3 grub deficit, which is,
I mean,
rough to see.
I'm thinking out loud. There were 2 dream nails at grubs. I think with like relatively high grubs amounts, but White Palace? White Palace is gonna be in logic and could have, like, amongst the claw locked things, White Palace probably overwhelms that pool, I think. Not sure.
Yeah, I think that and Fungal Core are big. I think Fungal Core is smaller but faster. So you kind of, as soon as you get Claw, I think you have one person do Peaks, and then the other person do Fungal Core, and then the Fungal Core person then goes into Palace. Just because...
So we are gonna see gameplay.
Yeah, for sure.
For White Palace. Because I thought
Fingers
the
crossed.
high requirement for claw, but yeah, if you are looking for the 3 last grabs, oh my god, where was that check?
Also,
Thunder.
worth mentioning, we did get $10 from who the word I can't say is Joni, which is very valued as always. And we are up to 1680, which with the 470-ish starting value does mean that we are at $1,200 raised. Big moves. We love to see it. Again, this is for a great cause. So if you're willing and able, emphasis on the able, then yeah, all donations are appreciated. And for every $1,000 raised, I'm not gonna put words in people's mouths, but to put words in people's mouths, we will cook up another incentive. This is fact checked by real American me. I have no clue if it's true, but with the power of manifesting, it will be true. 100% guaranteed, not guaranteed. Asterisk. And sorry, I've just been locked in on Aggie getting that great hopper check there. Doing it eventually, that is one of the most just annoying things. When you get a colo start and then you have to check that idle. Ugh. Looks like Aggie had to go back for the check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in spikes.
Shoutouts to gambling. Gotta be the worst.
And it was a grub, actually. So
Hell yeah.
good gambling.
Also, Oat telling me that, Fear, you can damage tank on the spikes and get the hazard respawn. Yes, hashtag May taught me. That I'm not actually sure where Fear was when Oat said that, but I do know that Oat had a bad teacher. So today I learned, shoutouts learning, we should be learning every day, be it in rando, be it in life. Even if we fail, try and learn something from it. And we have Source speculating Colo 2 might be required, which, oof.
That is in logic.
Yeah. Clawless
But we
Colo
still
2.
have...
Oh, there's a grubbing
We
Colo
still
2.
have,
It's
like-
straight up required. Hell yeah.
There's a lot of things to do also, like on the sides. You still have... I think both teams probably still have a bit of Queen's Garden to do. I mean, one team at least has lots of things in waterways. They are going up in edge, not sure. Pretty sure they could have accessed that from the top. Not really sure what they are doing here. But yeah, this is still a lot of checks. But we're starting to lower the really easy areas.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, like Team A has pulled out to a like quantifiable lead at the moment. They are 4 checks and 3 grubs ahead, which especially with
They had not done junk pits, so that lead is now gone.
okay, but like still 3 grubs. I doubt there's 3 grubs
Still 3
at God
grubs.
Tuna.
No.
But yeah, check deficit, grub lead. That's kind of fine. Like especially when you consider that a lot of those checks will be quicker with claw.
Mhm.
Yeah. So no, I think it's
Yeah, because we're nearing the claw requirement. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I think it was 41 or close.
at least 3.
At least it was in the 40.
Yeah.
Aggie is still going back to Grubfather, so I think this is for the Dream Nails. Because there are 2 Dream Nails, so I think I'm gonna get them here. I don't think this is Claw. Right, Dream Gate. Okay, no, Monomon. So the other Dream Nail was a bit more grubs.
2 or 3 dreamers. Just in
They
case.
have
there's
Lurian,
something-
they got Hera very easily. It's 3 Dreamers.
Okay.
As we can
But yeah,
see
that
by
could
them
be
going to
a
Black Egg.
leg access. Yeah.
It never loses time to go to Black Egg. You
Yeah.
always need to go
Oh,
there, so you might as well.
It's always Bleg. Yeah. It feels bad when you're walking, but like if you have C dash, it's always Bleg. Okay, it's nearly always Bleg.
Nothing is claw locked for Karma.
Yeah.
Yeah. just forget about Sanctum. Use level rando and
I mean, Sanctum isn't claw locked if you Shrogo.
I mean nothing is claw locked if you're Shogo. Literally, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen the climb at White Palace people do with Shogo?
I have seen the one that people don't do, but Tess does. That's like 8
Yeah,
Shrogos
exactly.
don't lose any height. Yeah.
So I
And
don't think you can find anything bigger than this in the entire game. So nothing is locked if you have Shogo.
yeah, King Soul
At
isn't
least I
claw
can.
locked if you're just a Tess. And to
Exactly.
answer a question from chat, the goal is, yeah, all grubs, then radiance, and there is approximately 1 more billion mimics added to the pool. And it's like full flexible count style thing where you can have to kill the mimic to get the checks located within. So we have seen a lot of grub killing. Well, a lot of mimic killing in search of grubs. Same thing.
Yeah, like still a big grub lead from Karma's team. Like this is getting to the point where they might just itch out a claw faster, which is very significant, even though you don't have the check lead necessarily. Just the grub lead is starting to go into very significant territory.
That's gambling, honestly.
Yep.
Just gamble harder and you'll win.
Oh, Aggie goes in jail. When you see players going for Nosk, you know it's looking to be the end of the rando.
Do we have flukes?
I haven't been keeping check of the charms of every player.
Also, Clawless Nosk? This is...
Nothing is claw locked for Karma. Oh, they just got Kingsbrand? They didn't have that. Oh, that's interesting. Only
I thought this was
Tim's team had
all
it.
up. Huh. For some reason I thought Nosk needed claw. Anyway, never mind then. Oh, because there was a mimic in there. Yeah, never mind.
This is wow. Yeah, because it allowed it to die. How did Karma know that you could die there? And is this like maybe it's used in the planner that requires dying? Jeez. Like press G to die. Maybe it had that skip. Still had this is still a lead in chucks for one team and a lead in grub for the other. This is it looks not close, but
Yeah, I think it's close. It's just
it's
a matter of
gambling.
yeah, just a matter of if Karma and Aggie hit the grub threshold before they have to go back and do all the things that Fear and Tim did.
They get one more grub. They are 38. I'm not exactly sure the check for claw. It's at least in the 40s. But if it's like 43 or something, then it's still way off. More divine grubs. Yeah, the one thing which is going to be problematic for both teams is that they have egregious amounts of orphan checks everywhere. So we
Yeah.
are going to see a lot of walking back to previous areas for like 1 or 2 checks. Do they also have big check clusters? We have Fia going to Sanctum. Dude, they can't finish Sanctum, which is... You don't like going to Sanctum if you can't finish it, but... I mean, they do have Dreamgate, so maybe you can leave Dreamgate
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think Dreamgate, like, Sanctum is kind of the best one. Especially if you're nearing the threshold for Claw. Just because as soon as you get Claw, Dreamgate's to Sanctum's good. I think, yeah. I think at this point, like, if people done Peak, because Clawless Peak's not that bad outside of Crown, which you will have the bench for.
Yeah, but I guess they are trying to logic their way into Claw before doing those beat off-topic, off-logic checks. Because like Pixture is very check dense, but it's also, I mean, I assume not in logic, because if it was, teams would
Yeah,
have
but,
went
like,
there already.
we're not looking for items, we're looking for grubs. So if there's 2 grubs in Peak, in the non-claw locked things are slower, then it's still worth. Like anything you don't have to shade skip for, and you can do first try, is kind of still faster than
But
a really
the question
spam.
is, how many grubs are potentially in the grub locked, in the claw locked pool? And it's possibly not a lot. If claw is at like 43 grubs,
Yeah,
then it means
it
that
depends
there are
if
not
it's
that
audio.
many grubs.
I imagine Aggie will run into a grub at wings. Or Loskin. She's coming right back.
They have 3 nail upgrades, so it
Yeah, this
is
should be pretty quick.
really not that slow.
Between that,
Oh,
it is not as quick when you fall out of the dream.
oh, and Tim is going for a guaranteed grub.
Yeah, so this is
It's
something
just
that Karma and Aggie will have to come back for as well.
yeah, this is like you can really see like visually on screen that players are running out of good checks when you have
Yeah.
2 dream fights and Colo being done.
Yeah, it's really getting to the pointy end of things at the moment.
We're gonna see Kaba doing a shade skip to Flower Quest. Surely. As always, dream fights do not pay off. It's just a classic.
Classic, yeah. Dream
It's
fights
like
are
Collector.
decorative. Yeah. At comes, what's your favorite dream fight? Lostkin. Gotta be Lostkin. Like, trending Lostkin is up there for my favorite fight in the game.
I mean, like no one likes fail champion. Like just period. So it's really just a choice between
107 failed champ is kind of fire. Like the LP flukes on failed champ, and it's a solved fight, and the pattern where the mace doesn't have a hitbox, like it's kind of fire. Like
those. That is the advantage of flukes. You can make very boring fights better. Cough, Nosk, cough. But yeah,
hey,
Nosk also has the
Nosk and Rando's fire. It's again a solved fight. You get to just kill it. Because it runs left, which is the insta-kill pattern. So you just flukes and you win.
I guess I haven't played with flukes enough.
Damn, you haven't even seen the Mace Rando Resources post of insta-killing Nosk with flukes. This is so sad.
We have a mimic moonwalking on the Aggie screen.
Hell yeah.
And Kama is doing Galian Shadescapes. Of course.
Also hell yeah. Certified karma moment, honestly.
Yup. Thea is dredging back to the accursed grub they left ages ago.
Sierra in chat telling us that Timothy Chalamet got nail upgrades. I'm not sure what that's necessarily related to, but that is
It's,
still a Grub on it too.
Yeah, they did equip some of those nail upgrades, which is definitely a play you don't see often because you like to be able to skip off enemies and stuff. But considering they got basically every like is escape, and that they have a lot of fights to do, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and like when you have wings, you're allowed nail 3, I believe. Whereas without wings, you're allowed without any vertical, you're allowed 1 nail upgrade before you risk breaking logic. But
I mean,
the list of Al-Gaib
whatever
is
you do, it still makes.
B-Duck. Oh no, he's messed up the movement, or didn't have soul or something.
Oh, they haven't gotten Lantern. Just Lantern is a random obtain. It's not a Grub-Father, I believe. So that's that's fun. Just dark rooms everywhere. Yeah, they do. Okay. Making things up.
Big yawn.
Yep. Another sign that the render is coming to a close. Seeing 2 players looking at the map at the same time. So this can also just be a sign that you're playing with too many connections. But
see, the trick to knowing you're using too many connections is when you're using more than like 4 connections. Hope this helps.
so you're saying that when you are using Rope Rando, Bardum Spot Rando, Glory of being a full Rando, and like what else can I muster? I don't have a 4th one. Anyways.
Oh no. I can tell that people are annoyed at Team Cherry because I opened a unrelated server and someone's posting a like Silksong Copa copy pasta.
It is an event. At every
Shout out
event, you are gonna have
Acid Singer.
millions of people.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. And especially because Silksong is releasing like tomorrow, people are really excited.
So true.
You know,
Shoutouts to Deltarune. It really is the silk song of Toby Fox's. Oh, Karma? Are we alive? Is this a pause? Grub voice chat.
I have been pinged.
Pause. Karma
No.
game crash. And
Ah.
Timothy Charlemagne has paused as well. Yep, so everyone's paused. Wonderful.
Kama's Kama's game seems to really be having issue today.
Yeah, just a shred, you know. Just a little issue
Someone
as a
give them
treat.
a pack of ice put on their computer to avoid overheating and burning. Seems to be an issue. On the meantime, if we just take a broader step and look we have where we are, both teams are getting closer in grab counts, still with a lead for Kama's team. Though we are getting at the point in which Claw is very close by.
Yeah, for sure.
So
It's definitely. I think it's. Tim's team did Colo, right? Already?
I assume they did, unless Tim died there, but I don't think they would. So that
yeah,
is
so I
also
think
just
it's almost
check
advantage
advantage.
Tim team, so Team B. Also, shoutouts to Macaroni and chat. One of the people that we're at dinner with tonight was also Scandinavian and reminded me of Macaroni, and I was like, yo, maybe this person's cool because they remind me of a cool person. And they were in fact cool, so shoutouts Marcus. Gotta be my favorite. Any percent and low percent world record holder. All skills and low percent world record holder.
This is scraping the bottom of the barrel for checks. Like we have Grim on the board.
Things
That
are
is-
looking grim.
Also, this is nail upgrade Grim, so you can't just spam Shriek that effectively.
Yeah, I said it. I had to after you mentioned it. Speaking of things looking grim, shoutouts to my quote, who is definitely asleep right now.
Don't die, Fear. Don't die to Grim, please. This is the last puffer fish, I believe. Why do you jump? You don't jump on that attack.
Right. Please heal one. Yep, now heal another one. In case you're over. Heal another one.
Okay.
Never mind. Locked in.
Okay, and
Shoutouts, Fear.
Aggie is gonna discover that this check is just lost forever. By check, you are never getting this check.
Yeah,
Let's
shoutouts to
just
waking up
hope.
5 minutes before your race. Who's doing the plan though? Grub Plando 2v2. Trim and meet him. E-press. Hell yeah. And the Hermentary? Hell yeah.
Okay, so we have. Oh! So Aggie did actually manage to get the check somehow? Does it just like re-roll? It doesn't really make sense. It was nothing.
And the
So that's
trajectory is random, so if you get a better trajectory, it could just.
like each time you go back into the room, it rolls a trajectory.
Yeah, I don't think the
That's how it
trajectories are
works?
seeded at all.
But like, wouldn't the item just like pop straight down on the ground
Who's to
if you
say?
go back?
I have no
I'm
clue.
not sure. But they did.
They do not
did
fool me
get
this
it,
no.
and it was nothing.
Alright.
So I mean, it was an egg, which technically can be something, but let's hope it's not. Still quite close in a check count. With a lead for Kama's team. But yeah, they are getting forced to do some of those longer checks that were done earlier by the other team. This Abyss climb, for example, has already been done long ago.
Sibling climb. It really is the Abyss climb at home. Not to be confused with Void Heart climb, which is also the Abyss climb at home.
I mean, you're not really Abyss climb, Rando.
Yeah, we
just
need Abyss
bench work.
climb to be a goal. Not even like Void Heart climb or anything. Just do Abyss climb. And if you get it
You have
done,
player
in
just
under 30
entering
seconds,
Abyss
you
and
get a
leaving
goal.
immediately because
Yeah.
the goal is badly defined.
Yeah, it just puts you in with full Abyss climb gear, and you need to do it in under 30 seconds, and then you get a goal. And you can just do Abyss climb 25 times for Blackout.
Oh, they got. How is Tim in White Palace? I suppose they are. Okay, so that's. I don't know when they got Awoken Dreamnail, but they sure did. Yeah, so they can now. I guess they just left. They would it's probably not much in logic, but they did check.
Yeah, also $10 from today, from Jadale18. So big shout out there. Just eking ever closer towards that 2,000 raised total, including the Happy Couple stream donations, which is again big rewards on the horizon that I have no authority to guarantee whatsoever, but like there's big rewards on the horizon.
Surely.
Yeah. Oh, and there's prizes. Hello. A Junimo plush, a Hollow Knight cross stitch, Art Commission raffle tickets, a Hollow Knight pocket watch, red stick pack, art commit. Oh my gosh, art commissions, and a Circles DIY. Oh my gosh. Not to be biased, but like, you all should get some of those tickets. It's just like gambling. Everyone knows gambling.
Tim have gotten like 4 grubs in 3 minutes, and now have
Claw. King Assault.
What? So sorry, but since when did that happen? I suppose they had a lot of waiting at the shop, maybe. Okay, well this is a surprise. So actually now
right.
the situation has completely flipped. We have Kama's team with a check lead, but a grub deficit. They do have 1 guaranteed grub at Colo, so I suppose they are just gonna be trying to get 1 more grub and then get there and get the Colo grub, but this is getting suddenly a lot spicier.
Yeah, big comeback from Tim and Fear, and I think that color advantage is going to be really big, especially if the ending ends with like stranded checks. Tim and Fear have already kind of like
how is there still a grub in King's Pass? Like Fear just got a grub in King's Pass. That is. Let's start question it.
Yeah, just don't question it. Easy. Also, yeah,
a lot of those 44 grubs already. PS team is at 44 grubs.
Yeah, they are.
Jeez.
Chefing.
This claw is just. I mean, I'm not sure they're even getting claw.
Wait, 25? What? Is King's Pass just half of the goals and they ignored them?
With 2 stags? Okay, first of all, how do you actually ignore King's Path? I mean, I guess they couldn't... Like, the only way there was through... Howling Cliffs,
Yeah,
which does
through a
take time
shadeskip
to
to cliff.
reach.
But like, oh my gosh, they could just be done.
Yep. This is...
Yeah. This is a, you should have just shade skipped to cliffs, honestly. Simply a difference in skill.
I mean, they have had cliff access for a while, I believe. But apparently, they just ignore King's Path and it had like 3 grubs. Like, how? What, how? Did Kama also ignore?
Maybe they've got it already, and Fear and Tim were just getting all the hard grubs first.
Exactly, for the content, right? To make their big comeback at the end. They have 40 grubs, so they can get Claw if they do Colo right now. Not sure if they are gonna rush that immediately.
Surely Jonies is a grub. Yeah, 46. So
That
that's
is...
Fear and Tim done? Unless, yeah, they have... Oh no, they have King Soul, not Voidheart. Is it?
Voidheart is probably at Grubfather. I'm gonna assume.
Yes, so Fear's heading to Black Egg. That is the big GG.
Wow. Like, all of a
That's
sudden,
a
this is
huge
just over.
momentum swing.
Damn.
Like, I knew that Tim and Fear had an edge, but I didn't expect it to manifest that suddenly, that harshly.
Yeah.
That
And
is...
they robbed us of content.
Yeah.
We are not getting Path of Pain. We are not getting... I mean, Cliff Peaks isn't really content, but... We have both players just banking it for Black Egg right now.
Yeah, shoutouts to Fear and Tim. They played brilliantly. They read that seed in a way that I certainly wouldn't have, sorry. And yeah,
Yeah,
they just...
who would have known that the claw-locked grubs were in King's Pass and Jonies? Jonies isn't even claw-locked.
Yeah,
Did
it's only his
he even
claw.
use claw for anything?
Yeah, I mean, that is a classic case of it's not a plando, it's a rando with very specific settings. Damn. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, and both players
Ash Wings
going
is
into
sufficient.
Radiance, and nope. They are gonna see a GG soon enough.
Yeah. Huge shoutouts to Fear Tim. Like I say, they read that seed brilliantly. Shouts to
And
Kame. They were
the
incredible.
early color play seemed to have worked out really well for them, which was not necessarily something you would go for, right? Like, going for color, it's a hard check, it's long, but it was the grub they needed to grab that claw, so...
Yeah.
Oh, and so there was indeed a Dreamnail not at Grubs and just laying about at No Eyes, which Tia and Agi just got. Kama and Agi just got.
This information estimate. Right, and that is a climb from Tim.
Underplat? Question mark? Underplat? Yeah, Underplat.
Shoutouts to
Augie.
Micah. And we should see a
Shout out to
climb
Underplat.
from Fear soon. Yeah,
Yep.
2 straight set. Yep, that is a climb from Fear. And then this will be GG.
Ooh, that's a lot of Underplats.
Hell yeah. Alright.
Damn.
GG.
Yep. Oh, look at that map. Completely cleaned out. But apparently it was not enough. Kama is
Scared
going
to
to
bet it.
peaks. They don't know where to get those last grubs. Have we seen a GG?
Yep,
Yep,
there's a
we
GG
have.
from Tim and Fear.
Yeah, and we know that Kama right now is going on a fool's errand. There is absolutely nothing in peaks.
Yep.
It's Rando. I think we can. Not sure if Kama and Agi want to finish their seeds. Maybe not. We're probably gonna have Tim and Fia for interviews. Question mark.
I will see if Karma and Aggie want to finish, and then we can go from there, I believe. We should be pretty fine on time, I believe. So I'll see if they want to finish. If they want to finish, they
Yeah, we do
totally can.
have some
About-
time. It was planned to end at like in about half an hour, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a Grub-a-Thon 2, I think. Oh, flukes. Poor thing.
Right. Carmen said that he's going to continue fishing for content, and we're very welcome to cut him off. So I think that we can consider that a continue providing Karma content in the background, and we can interview Tim and Fia, and
Mhm.
then get Aggie and Karma.
Well,
in
they
later.
they did just get Claw right now with the Grub-a-Thon 2, but
Oh yeah.
so I'm not sure how Kama is going to be providing more content with Claw. I have no idea where there are missing grubs. Like, is King's Path really just not in logic? Okay. Kama just crashed again. This was not their day, it seems.
Classic. Then we may end up just getting people in for interviews. Yeah. Karma says down to
It seems
interview
like
while
every
playing.
player is ready for interviews.
Yep. At people with the chicken permissions, can we get everyone dragged in? Thank you.
Me mama.
Yep, I agree with that.
Hello, my gamers. Good job. GG
Oh,
to
ew.
Tim and Fear for the big
I got
W.
claw. I'm reviewing.
Yeah,
That's
you did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Kama's just not gonna use claw.
fine. Who wants claw? What is this?
Okay, but you can get
I know,
monster
right?
scrubs without claw, and it's not even that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So just because we haven't made our homework So we lacked knowledge of what the skip settings were.
No skip settings.
Yeah, no skips.
Everything optional.
Okay.
The
So
skips were
why?
for the love of
Why who?
Wait, which one
Why?
of us?
What do you mean,
Kama?
why? What do you mean?
Why?
What do you
Why the
get?
heck not?
Look, just because they're not
Oh.
on doesn't mean you can't do them, okay? What's the point? Playing random, you're not going to do stuff.
Well, now, cool. I love the three. I love three grubs right at the start of Palace.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there were 3 grubs there. We didn't really get to see where, like, all the... Like, because you just got 41 grubs and got claw, and we're like, oh god, they have claw now, they're probably gonna have to do, like, those long claw lock checks, like White Palace, Peaks,
Yeah,
and
no,
just,
but
like,
we just found all of them.
30 seconds later, just had everything, and I'm not sure where you got them, they were, like, 2 in King's Pass for some reason.
Yeah, did you guys skip into cliffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, did I? No, I found Stagnos. I
Alright,
just had Stagnos.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
okay, you
got
got
we got Stagnos.
you did them early. Okay, yeah, Stagnos was basically the last thing we did. Wait, did you just get a grub in peak?
Did I?
That'd be
I don't think so.
There was
Um,
nothing at Peaks, I
if it-
believe.
But I see grub number 45 from Kama in Crystal Peak. Oh, it's
Oh,
just
no, that's-
it's Agismold. It's
that's
Agismold.
that's grub names.
Yeah, grab
Okay.
name.
That's a location check. Okay, I was really confused.
Yeah, no, there should be nothing on peaks because Claw's at like 41 and it's not logical, so... Like, there really should be nothing on your...
Yeah.
Wait, Claw is
shouldn't-
not...
Yeah, there is
Special-
nothing claw locked.
Besides Palace?
No, no, not
Even the
even.
Palace was not claw locked.
Palace
Oh.
is only the entrance. If you want to find, like, you know where the grubs are,
Okay.
probably.
Do I?
Well, yes.
Oh.
There's one which apparently is fully known and you haven't gotten, but I'm not sure how you would know it's there.
Yeah,
But,
like- Probably like shops or something.
Colo, I think.
Yeah, Colosseum.
Oh. Cool.
It's both. It's 2 grubs in Colo.
Oh,
cool. That's,
lame.
Yeah.
I guess I'm doing
Yeah.
color then.
Yeah, it's really boring. I would have loved to do some White Palace and stuff, but we found Stagnas like at the very end. And that was all our grubs that we needed. Like we had,
Yeah.
I had already done Colo. We had found the grubs in Palace. Like,
Okay, yeah, so claw was just... Is the tolerance...
Zero.
Is there like a high
Zero.
grub tolerance? Okay, 0. Okay.
No, the tolerance
Because if
is
there was-
0.
Because if there was a high tolerance, maybe just claw was not in logic, but that's not possible. Right?
it's not supposed to be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to the runners again. I'm gonna dip. I need to get a few hours sleep before my race, but
Yeah, good luck, sleep.
That's understandable.
congrats to the winners.
Good luck, Steve.
Eh,
Come on, just
Very
Shrogo up.
Okay.
Just Shrogo
I'm
up.
gonna eat.
I don't know how to Shrogo.
Gracias.
You've practiced. I know you've practiced Shrogo.
I don't know how to
No,
Shrogo.
no,
I don't
stick-
know what you're talking about.
Stop lying on the internet.
Karma would never
Okay, but, like-
prognosticate on the internet.
Shrogo is lame. Like, you're supposed to do this the proper way. You lure the thing through the tunnel and it dies to all the spikes. That's what makes the skip cool, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right,
I
you're
love
right.
the thing dying. Just
Until it does that,
just-
but
right.
we don't have to talk about that, you know?
Just showcase how it would have gone.
No. That's how it would have gone.
Hearing
Yeah.
Kama say something like, I haven't learned Shrogo is like world's
What do you
most
mean?
obvious lie.
Look, they're
what do you-
banned in rando. How am I supposed to use them, you know?
Yeah, like what do you mean? Karma would never prognosticate on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure everything I'm doing right now is guaranteed to be a grub, so we all know this.
Honestly, I feel like we should have
Yeah.
ended with Hoarder. I feel like Hoarder would have been a good ending. Because we would have
I
had to
do
find Lovely
agree.
as well.
I do agree. I would have liked more noticed.
Yeah, no, that's
And,
fair,
like-
that's fair. Where was Love Key? Did we find it? No, we did not find it. You
Yeah,
also probably did
no
not find
team
it.
has not. No one has gotten Love Key.
Yeah, it's in Hive, so it's not too surprising.
Hey, you don't even need wings for that.
Truly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you don't
I
need
love
wings
that,
for it,
yeah.
but it's helpful.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, but-
vertical side.
It's optional, you know? Yeah, optional.
Also, did you enjoy that one arcane egg in Abyss? The one besides the lifeblood door.
Okay, but like, it's in logic. If there's a grub there, I'm just fucked, no? Like,
Yeah, I went back for it. It just,
I went
yeah,
back
it felt
10
so
times!
fun.
I went back
What
10
the
times!
Oh no! Oh no!
10 times? Oh god.
I still didn't get it, by the way.
Yeah, that check might need to be like a direct deposit or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim
please.
eats an egg.
Well, no, I'll eat at most 4 tonight for dinner.
That was just a good old RNG check. But I suppose that concludes
Over
this
2K?
race. Yep,
Yeah, we
have.
need to yap for like a little bit longer. So who
Yeah,
who the
yeah,
hell
yeah,
has been
yeah.
who the hell has been donating these amounts of monies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if we're
yeah,
wondering,
I would
What is
not
going-
know
what is-
who.
if you were wondering,
There's been so
with
many
your race-
donors.
With your race, we have just reached every incentive. If
I
you
know
were
it's
wondering.
it's so crazy.
Yo.
It's incredible.
And,
I love that.
We did like about halfway through the
So what you're
race,
saying
so
is we need more incentives, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, we need more
definitely
incentives.
Yeah, we need more.
need more incentives.
Okay,
So-
I'm sure we
I
can
am
manage
so-
that.
Does
I am
anyone
just
wanna cooperate with
so
the
happy, and Yippee and me mama. The generosity
46
of this
grubs in
community
League of
is
Legends incentive?
incredible.
Tim, no.
How
Tim,
does
please.
that
You just have to play like, I don't know, 30 games?
3 carries now. We'll do an 90% run.
I thought we banned League of Legends from the Discord. Did we not? Come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Discord
Tim,
owner
with-
literally has a league reference in their name.
Okay, but it's bad enough that like the 112 world record holder is like a former League player, you know? Like we don't need more.
They're not
Sorry, Nebula.
All right, I need to actually pick up.
former, they still play
Okay.
league.
Oh, do they? Oh. Okay, well, we're banning them, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tim, because you mentioned League. We're actually banning you immediately after this race.
that's
Oh.
Do we have a mod in
Hi,
chat
Tim.
right now?
No.
Ban team.
Hey, good luck with that. I am so happy I have a little sword next to my name now.
Tim, you should ban yourself. It would be funny.
Can
Yeah,
I?
true. Tim should ban. Yeah.
Slash.
Um,
I will try. You cannot ban yourself. Unfortunate.
Oh,
I would have.
Wow.
I would have loved to ban myself for an incentive, but alas, instead I'll have to ban my alt.
Oh,
no,
no.
actually, I've already banned my alt accounts. Wait.
You should ban your ult again.
I think you can ban yourself on Discord if you are a mod. I mean, it depends on how the perms are set up, but like usually Dino bans can kind of just wig around permissions if set up in
Actually,
a particular way.
Nah, I can't even unmod myself. It is unfortunate.
Ah. Yeah.
Here, we
That's
have all the
important.
grubs we can finish.
Maybe.
Oh, we have all the grubs? That's crazy. I still don't have claw.
Damn, that's crazy.
What the fuck's claw?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
I was
Hey,
Why do
talking
you
about.
have 47 grubs?
don't know
No, it's
about it.
46. It's just some grub names. Shenanigans.
Okay.
Alrighty, I guess I'll go finish. We still have time, right? Like, we haven't reached the time limit or whatever.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
still
super
have
early,
like 10
but
minutes.
I'll be doing sim
Yeah.
yapping. There's a lot of people that we should be thanking because of the incredible fucking generosity of all of you.
Oh, yep, we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I'm sure Kama and Aggie will be done within 5 minutes with Radiance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also,
how to
I was
play
gonna
Radiant.
mention-
Beautiful.
I was talking to Tim during the race, being like, "Should I do the Howling Cliffs shade skip? It would be fun." And then everything was
Yippee.
there.
But it's
We
not
didn't do it.
smart. It's not smart. It's not smart. It's claw locked or stag nest locked, and we didn't find stag nest. And if it's claw locked and not stag nest locked, there will be no grubs there because we need a lot of grubs. So it's
Yeah,
just
you should have
not
just done
worth
it
it.
anyways.
Yeah, I
Should've
should've
done
just done
anyway.
it. Yeah. Just ignore whatever the fuck I'm thinking and saying. Also, do not look at the title of my stream. Smile.
What is the
Hmm.
title of your stream?
I mean,
What is it?
Well, you know how this is a grub hunt 2v2? So my title is
Right.
Hunting Grubs for sport.
Tim,
I did hunt them! I hunted them and I was fast!
You
Can we make
cannot
it a
ban
donation
moderator
incentive to hunt
marginal
or-
unless you are the owner of this channel. Badness.
Wait, hold on. Can we make it a donation incentive to hunt Tim for sport?
True.
Yes.
Sure.
Sure. I will live share my location in Discord and you guys can come hunt me.
Imagine Hollow
Like,
Knight specifically.
technically, we could do like a fucking manhunt if we wanted to.
Good.
Like that is something that exists. Not sure it's grub related, but
No,
We
you
can
can
do
make it
both.
grub related.
While you're getting hunted.
We can do both. We can do both in game and in
right, it's first to grab Tim either in real life or in game.
That sounds like a. Yeah, we should do that. Well, $10,000 incentive. Let's go.
Let's go.
Be scared.
I am scared.
If you really put that $10,000 incentive, I wouldn't be that confident. Because this is only the start. We have plenty of events to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have so much content on the way. A lot of it thanks to all you.
I really hope the eyebalder runners are ready for their run, because they are.
The Eyebolder runners will definitely be ready, I think. And if not,
And if not, we're allowed to point and laugh.
yippee. Yeah, we'll definitely see
Also-
at least. We'll definitely see like at least one Eyebolder. Ow.
Also, there is a very nice huge shifter.
Ooh, it's very
I'm not
gay.
sure.
It's the gate shifter. You know, for Pride.
It's
Except
Gadians.
Pride is all yeah, it is Gadians. So true.
I think we first saw it in Blue Lake. I'm not sure what exactly it affects, but it is pretty. Also, just like do the settings of the seeds, put claw and wings super late, or was that just
That's probably just.
Random.
I think longer progression chains is on. That's just what Rando does with longer progression chains.
okay? Yeah, if it's
Um,
longer percussion chain, that's normal.
But I don't know if it's longer progression chains.
So it is longer progression chains. It's also some late vertical injector.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we're just playing late vertical. Cool. Yeah, we wouldn't want a claw first seed, would we?
No, that'd be
Ooh,
cringe.
Claw.
Can we
Gross.
just bring up
Wow.
like commas like Breda?
Oh, did Kama do clawless Breda?
Yes.
I did
Yes.
it without
You
Dream Game.
have
One
no
try.
idea the amount of cursed atrocities Kama has done.
GG, Kama. Good job.
Wait,
Like-
did you all see my Queen Station Master Art? I was so proud of that.
Yeah, that was really funny, but we were just like, how were you expecting to grab the check?
Did you Queen Station
yeah.
Mask Shard through the wall, or did you like shade skip it or
Skipping.
to it?
You can hit the mimic through the wall, and then you can lure it out of the entire gauntlet to reach it. So
Aye, that's
I didn't
perfect.
get the lure. I hit it though.
GG's.
Peach. That was very fun.
Okay, now we can probably move over to some funny donation reading while Chris is preparing the next match.
Yippee! Holy
Yippee.
heck, there's so many donations.
I will see you all later.
Thanks to every single runner.
I'm not
and
even sure if I
commentator.
can see them all. Yippee!
Uh-oh.
GT to the runners.
Yeah, mama. GG.
And also thanks from me for something. I don't know. I'll see you around. See ya.
Yeah, this was a
Hey.
great job on the restream.
Bye.
Yippee and awesome skips.
Which were completely unnecessary. I'm not sure how to.
$1,809 for charity just in
Just
Grub Hunt alone. Not just in Grub-a-Thon so
there was
far.
there was Grub Song percent before Grub Hunt. But
Yeah.
there are still
yeah.
an enormous amount of
It-
events to go.
We've
Because every incentive
unlocked-
has been reached.
Yeah, every single incentive unlocked.
Should we reveal the runners for Eyeballer? Because
No. Yeah, it's gonna be a little surprise. Yeah. So we have a a lot of donations to go through. We have $100 from Chris. So many grubbies saved. Such a fun event. Hey mama. Hey mama. Yippee. Thank you so much. We have $10 from Journey. Everyone should take the grub. So true, Journey. Everyone should take the grub. Me mama. Grub is friend, and you should hug the grub. Yippee. We have $50 from Gory. Pinky, Grub, and chat is very, very cute. So, I had that for a while. Yeah. And holy heck. Fia. thank you so much for the $500 donation. And it says, and so this to have the Grub translator machine. That translates to Grub for trans rights. So true. Trans rights to be. Yeah, keep those donations coming in, because this is every single donation is going towards the ACLU. It goes towards funding strategic litigation, advocacy, and organizing to take on discrimination based on gender identity, sexual orientation, and to uphold civil liberties. Yeah. All this is in partnership with the Hollow Knight community's annual Happy Couple fundraiser. We have so much content left for you all today. Up next is the Who% glitch set relay. We have 6 incredible runners for what shall be a great showcase of all the different, a lot of different Who% throughout. And it's a category that's had quite a lot of traction over the past few months, especially NMG and NMMS. Don't go anywhere. Any Who% coming up next.